Thank you for watching Meatsauce Monty. I'm Matt Montgomery. He's Paul Meatsauce Lambert. We've got a lot to talk about this week, but the topic that is number one, according to you, is we're watching Charles Manson, his health watch.
Well, let's hope he dies.
Yeah, you seem
to be, you want him to die.
You say you're such a big fan of.
Well, it's weird to say that I'm a fan.
Well, but serial killers.
And you're. It's interesting. I'm not a fan. They're all horrible people.
Is it a hobby that you read up on them? Or?
Yeah. When I worked overnights before I got my actual adult job, it was just, I don't know. It's an interest. As George Carlin said, hobbies cost money. It's an interest.
It's an interest.
Yeah. So I wouldn't spend money on it. I'm not going to go to Ted Bundy's home. That'd be weird.
Or buy his
or Jeffrey Dahmer's apartment, which is torn down.
Sure. So the Manson watch, are you the death
I just hope he dies.
You think that it's?
Yeah.
You think this is the time?
By the time this show airs, he'll be dead.
All right.
And I hope he is, because he sucks.
Your predictors. You're bringing it back.
Yeah.
All right. Did we talk enough Manson? Did we get that? Did we get it out of your system?
Thank you for adding that.
Well, I know that you wanted to start there, so.
Well, it's a perfect thing to talk about on a Sunday morning.
Yeah. After Catholic Mass, we talk about Manson.
Yeah.
The other perfect thing to talk about, the Vikings. Taking on the Rams, both 7-2, the leaders of the North, the leaders of the West. What did you think about the performance last week in Washington?
I thought it was great. The first half was great, and then they kind of got lackadaisical, where they kind of made some, the defense let up the most points it's let up all year, or given up, I should say. And Case Keenum threw a bunch of bad interceptions. But if you take
two, if you want to, a bunch.
Two, but that's
more
a bunch.
Than one.
Two is a
it's
lot,
a group.
though.
Yeah, it's a pair.
Two,
I think it's a pair.
Yeah, but it could cost you a game. If you do it against the Rams, if Case Keenum tomorrow has 4 touchdowns and 2 picks.
Today?
No, yeah. I mean, if you looked at it tomorrow, because that's when you would know about it. You talked about it tomorrow, and you said, how was Case Keenum? Well, he threw 2 interceptions. You didn't know how many touchdowns? You'd probably say loss, because a team like the Rams would take advantage of this. Washington's just okay. I mean, they're 4-5 now, or whatever they are. They're just okay. But I thought it was great. I thought the first half was a dominant performance.
Absolutely.
They have one of the best wide receivers in the league in Adam Thielen. They have a great wide receiver in Stephon Diggs. Kyle Rudolph is great what he does, and they just have a good
He's
team.
your bestie.
He is one of my besties.
He's an A-lister for you.
He is.
You have
to
mention him.
They're a great football team. They are. Yeah. But they made a couple mistakes, but who cares? They won.
Absolutely.
And at 7-2, we'll take it.
Okay, so last week I was out here about as worked up as I get on this show. The Case Keenum, Teddy Bridgewater
you were worked up.
Controversy.
I was worried about you,
yeah, thanks for the text. I appreciate it. Is it over? I mean, Zimmer has now said that Keenum is the official starter. However, this is very unscientific, and I'm stealing this from somebody else on Twitter. Over 3,000 people responded, should it be Case or should it be Teddy? 87% said it should be Case. 13% said Teddy. I heard somebody else on your radio station this week say, is this media-driven? Is this Zimmer-driven? Why is this still an issue when 87% of the population, again, unscientifically, but let's just say close to 9 out of 10, think that it should be Case? He's basically gone 6-2.
Yeah.
He's the FedEx Air Player of the Week. 4 touchdowns, career game.
Yeah.
Why would you even have an inkling of doubt that Teddy should be coming in at this point?
I think it's more subterfuge than anything. I think they just want to
Elaborate
go
on
with
that.
it. They just want to go with it. They just want every team to think, well, we got to go back and watch. I mean, the last game he played in, that being Teddy, was against the
I forget, but
it was the Chargers. It was a preseason game. It was, I think it was the first game in US Bank Stadium. It was a preseason game, and then he blew out his knee. I think it's just, there's no way you can start him. You can't. You can say whatever you want. They can go with this is a close-knit team, yada, 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 yada. You're still losing your job if they give it to Teddy.
Yeah.
I don't care how good of friends you are.
Right.
You're in pro sports because you're a competitor. You're in pro sports because you want to play. You don't get on the team to sit on the bench. You want to play.
Right.
I think it'd be a huge mistake. I think it's a coaching career type decision he's got to make. Because let's just say he brings him in and he plays him a week from today in Detroit.
For Thanksgiving.
Or a week from last Thursday, whatever. He plays him in Detroit. Okay, they lose.
Yeah.
You screwed up whatever mojo you had. Excuse me. The other thing, too, is if you're going to start him, the only way you start Teddy Bridgewater is if that Chicago game doesn't mean anything at the end of the season.
Sure.
If
you just give everybody a
win or
rest,
lose, it doesn't matter if you win or lose, what they do with him if he starts.
Already have the 1 or 2 seeds
Right,
sealed up.
yeah, then fine. Or if Case gets hurt.
Right.
He's like a hot shooter in basketball. You give the
Stay
ball to
with
the
it.
hot shooter and run with it. I don't even know why this is a deal.
I liked your
don't.
first answer, subterfuge
Yeah.
via the own coaching staff, so that the opponent is always saying, well, what if?
Right,
What if?
But that can only work so many times. You can
Well,
only go
I
with
can
that.
tell you, I'm sick of it already.
Right, well,
I was
am
sick of it
too.
last week.
And I love Teddy Bridgewater, but
I
Teddy
do too, but
Bridgewater
this is not
he hasn't played in 400
It's
plus
not
days.
his year. It's
No.
not his year.
No.
Keep
And
him,
I get they
keep
like
him on the
him.
bench. He's the backup.
Right.
It's just not his year.
Right, yeah. They just
And
leave
for
him
all those
alone.
people that are saying, well,
The only
if it
way
ain't-
he should play is if he gets hurt.
Right.
Right.
Keep him there as a valuable backup option.
Correct.
I like it. We agree with that.
Because he's a perfect backup option. If, let's say, Case gets hurt in a playoff game, he's perfect.
The
He's
road
fresh.
to the Super Bowl.
He's fresh. He's a starting quarterback. It'd be great. I don't want Case hurt, but you know what I mean.
Nobody wants. I know what you're saying. Well, it's the reason we had Case in the first place. He was supposed to be third, and what a great
Yeah.
option he was because look at what's happening
And he's
now.
going to make a ton of money next year, so good for Case.
Might be making it here with the purple and
That's the
gold.
other thing. Why doesn't anybody ever bring up that he may be the starting quarterback?
Absolutely.
Right.
He might have earned the job
Right.
this year.
Yeah.
Another storyline this week: Case versus Jared Goff. So Case was with the Rams
Yep.
last year. Jared Goff was the rookie. Comes up, takes his job after Week 9. Case has done a good job of staying pretty much in his lane, saying I'm just approaching this like it's another game. But inside,
Of course.
he's got a chance to knock off his old team and the guy that took his job.
Yeah, and I think he also was benched basically for what's his
Goff to take his job?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
so you want to play well. You're 7-2. You go to and they always say, what's the one thing we always hear at training camp? Competition. Competition.
Don't get
that we
arrested?
love. Well, don't drive 150 miles
Yeah.
an hour in St. Michael, but.
St. Pete.
Either way,
yeah.
it's the same area.
So if you
No,
go
I'm
to
just
St.
kidding.
Michael,
yeah, well,
you're-
maybe. Who
Yeah,
knows?
hey, they
Just
gotta go to
don't-
the outlet
Yeah, don't
mall.
drive 150 in
You
St.
know.
Michael, St. Cloud, St. Paul, St. Peter, wherever. Just don't drive 150 in any saint
It
area.
only takes 10 minutes to get there if you're
Right.
doing 120.
But they always say competition. They love competition. So that's basically what you have now, and you want to win. With Teddy being back now, you have a guy in Case Keenum who if he plays well, he keeps his job. Same thing. He wants to show up a guy that he was benched for in Jared Goff. It's the
Absolutely.
best thing that you may look back on the season and go, the best thing that happened to this team is Teddy Bridgewater was healthy enough to play. Because every game, you're going to get Case Keenum's best effort because he knows Mike Zimmer, when he got that coaching job, he's the first draft pick he took. He took Teddy Bridgewater.
and he just loves him.
I mean, he took Anthony Barr, sorry, but the
But
first quarterback was Teddy. So Case Keenum you'll get his best effort, and he wants to light up his own former team that said he wasn't good enough. We'll see.
Another story that's coming up, but we haven't heard much about the return of John Sullivan.
I forgot.
He's coming, a lot of people.
I had no idea. I thought he was out of the league.
Yeah.
Because he
He's
went to
with the Rams.
Washington.
Right?
I thought he
Got
was out
hurt
of the
again, I
league.
believe.
Yeah.
And then it was just all was quiet. He's the starter, and head coach Sean McVay, by the way, he's like 31 years old.
Yeah,
he's a kid. He makes us
4 years younger than I am.
Yeah, and you're younger than me.
Yeah, and I look old. I look like I'm
God.
wearing a Halloween mask. I'm so old looking.
No, you just look like you grow that beard intentionally.
Well, duh.
You're almost hipster level.
Yeah,
You're not
it's
quite.
getting it's weird that my eyebrows are longer than my beard, but there's nobody to tell me anymore.
Well,
You look like a crow with that. Oh, I'm sorry.
Do you ever have those worked on? Do you ever?
I don't want.
You
see,
go to
here's
like
my thing.
a lady and.
Here's my thing. I go to but I don't want to because one time I trimmed him and I trimmed him too far, so I was
you looked really
I looked like Quasimodo to begin with, and it made it look even worse.
You look like
walking
you're
around.
surprised at
It was
everything.
like-
Ah!
I was just trying to get it where it wasn't like talons hanging off of my eyes.
Yeah.
And I got it too close, and it looked uneven, and somebody at work pointed it out, and I'm like,
Oh no.
Yeah,
So
but-
then you just go natural.
yeah, I had him fired, but no, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I should. But yeah, my beard doesn't really grow right here. Not so
works.
much here or here. Never mind.
But no, that's good. I
What
like
the
it.
hell happened to your face?
Yeah.
I knew it.
Yeah. Sean McVay, back to the 31-year-old.
Yeah.
His quote for John Sullivan: "Smartest player that he's ever talked to."
That's what everybody said.
Says-
Leslie
feels like he's
said it.
talking to a
Yeah.
coach.
Yeah, Leslie loved him. They all loved him.
So do you give him some credit for? I mean, the Rams were pretty much garbage last year. I think their offense might have been last year, and this year right now they're ranking number 1. 33 points a game. Do you give Sullivan? He might be kind of their quiet leader.
Yeah, when you need a guy like that, I mean, look at what the Vikings have now in Elfline. You need a guy like, I mean, he's the quarterback of that offensive line, and that's an overused term, but he sets the play. He sees everything. He's basically, you know, they
walk
looks
up,
for the middle
approaches,
linebacker,
serves, yeah,
all that.
absolutely.
You got to be. I mean, Matt Burke, Harvard. I mean, John Sullivan, Notre Dame. I mean, Ohio State's a good school. That's where
Smart
Elfline
guys.
went. Yeah, you got to have a smart guy. I mean, Jeff Christie, Pittsburgh. I mean, that's a whole different story. But I'm just kidding. But yeah, I'm happy for John Sullivan because you know he's. I mean, he took a ton of heat for having that back surgery like in the middle of the year.
Yep.
He's a great dude, and yeah, I'm really happy
for him.
Yeah.
So the return, got to pay attention to him. Everson Griffin returns. His 10 sacks ranks third in the NFL. Technically, the streak is broken for whatever 8 games. See, I like the streak of games where he's active, not just
I like
games
that
in a row.
too,
Because injury, he had to sit out. That's a bummer, but he's back in action.
Yeah, he said, I think, the other day that he didn't want to play unless he was 100%. Now, because it's a foot, you kind of have to be 100% with a foot. He's a dominant force. They need to keep Goff in the pocket. He's perfect for that. They got to keep him contained. And Everson goes against, I think it's Andrew Whitworth, the tackle that they have, the left tackle.
Great research. I didn't go that deep.
He's the left tackle that was like a free agent that they'd had. He's a great player. He's an awesome dynamite left tackle. That'll be a good battle on the outside. And Everson is one of the premier defensive players in this league.
Absolutely.
So,
well, he's tied third in the NFL.
In a game like this, you know, big guys and big names come to play, and we'll see how it goes.
All right, we got a couple more things. We will make our pick at the end, and obviously I'll promote Mystic Lake in the picks here, but we got a couple more Vikings things. Regardless of what happens today, short week, Thursday.
Yeah.
Do you think that gets into their head?
No, I think they're
going to get through today.
This is weird, but last year, and I've used this example all the time, AJ and I were sitting at that stadium. They just killed Baltimore.
And then
not
they went in the
Baltimore.
bye.
Yeah, I think it was Baltimore. It doesn't matter who it was. They just killed them. Houston, they go into the bye, and they're a totally different team.
5-0.
Totally different team. They look like they're on a mission.
Yeah.
They lost the game against Detroit earlier in the year because Adam Thielen fumbled. They shouldn't have lost that game.
No, not Thielen's fumble.
Yeah, Thielen had that fumble towards the end of the game.
Dalvin Cook, at the very end when we still had a chance.
You're right.
When they ran the Wildcat with Jet.
That didn't help.
Those
Dalvin
two fumbles
fumbled when he blew out his leg.
Those
None of
two
that
plays
was good.
Is what cost us the game.
So I think they're on a mission. You get them hot, you get them back in. They can put up points against Detroit. Detroit is okay. I mean, Cleveland hung with them for a while. I don't know. I think they're on a mission. I think the short week helps.
Okay.
You get it over with and you go. They're still geared up.
Last thing regarding the Vikings. Brian Robinson, you call him B-Rob. I think you got a good thing with him. He's nominated for the NFL Sportsmanship Award.
Yeah.
It will be voted on February 3rd, the day before Super Bowl 52.
Yeah.
Any inside scoop on B-Rob? And
He's just a good dude.
Yeah.
We've had him on the Power Trip a lot. He's been on for like 3 or 4 years now. He's just an all-around great guy. Hockey sees him in the locker room. He always says hi. He's just one of those guys that he's been here his whole career. He's great in the community. And no one has a bad thing about him to say about him. He never gets any kind of trouble. He's just a class act. He's a guy you need in every organization.
Just like you.
No.
Class act, nice guy. Every organization needs a Meatsauce.
No.
There you go. Say, if you want to make your picks, you got to come down here Sunday morning, Mystic Lake, 7 in the morning to 11:45. Make those picks. It's going on all season. You could win up to $1,000.
What time will that be?
Well, it's 7 o'clock to 11:45. Come here, make those picks. A progressive jackpot. You could win up to $5,000 here in free slot play. And if you come here and it's a home game, free bus ride to US Bank Stadium. Come in here. Absolutely no worries. Park here. Come in, play your games, get something to eat, make your picks, get a ride to the bank.
Sweet.
You got to love that deal.
That's genius.
Now on to my favorite segment.
Okay.
Todd's Sports Machine. I know you still haven't looked up the George Michael Sports Machine from the 90s.
Because I think you're tricking
It's
me.
amazing. I'm not tricking you. It's awesome. It's so 90s, it'll take you back to your kid. But Scott did a great job. The little graphic that starts out, there's a little explosion at the end. So Todd's Sports Machine. So I like that.
Let Scott do we don't need you in this. Okay, thanks, Michael Winslow. Isn't that the guy from Police Academy?
Michael Winslow.
Isn't that the guy from Police Academy?
Police Academy.
Scott's like a movie genius, we learned.
Yeah. We're going to take him to trivia later and get some beer.
Yeah. He'll win it for us as long as it's movies. He was a little short on the other one.
I thought Michael Winslow was the dad in Family Matters.
I'm just saying
Wasn't that Winslow? Was it? Scott Winslow was Family Matters.
We don't have the budget to fact check my nonsense, okay?
All right, so Todd Sports Machine, first thing, we're going to stay with the NFL. Packers, Aaron Rodgers taking snaps, working on his cardio. They said he was doing the throwing motion with the towel thing with his trainer. Are you worried that he's going to come back before the season's over?
No, because they'll lose today to Baltimore, and then
they'll just hang her up and say.
Yeah, I mean, you bring him back and you get a wild card. You still, at this point, the best thing they could hope for is it's early. I mean, you got 6 weeks left. That's a long time.
Oh, yeah,
People think it's only 6 games. It's a long time. If they get in as a wild card, they're going to have to go to Dallas. They're going to have to go somewhere. I don't know. I don't worry about him at all.
You're not worried, all right?
No.
Okay.
He's
So A-Rod's done.
They're going to beat, they won barely because Chicago's so bad.
Chicago.
Yeah. They'll lose today and they'll go on and keep losing, yeah.
All right.
They'll lose to the Browns. Yes.
Prediction.
Yes,
all right.
they'll lose to the Browns.
All right. Buffalo Bills, Tyrod Taylor is benched.
Ugh.
He's having a career best season, 64% completion, 10 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. He's being benched for a rookie, Nathan Peterman, out of Pitt.
Yeah.
What is going on? And
No idea.
Right now they're in a playoff seat. They'd be number 6
They
in the AFC.
pay him a lot.
Yeah, so what are they doing?
I have no idea.
This makes no sense.
I just saw it come across the wire this morning, and I'm like, oh, whatever. I thought he was either. I
thought he was injured, or
or just plain bad.
No,
they pay him a ton
he's having
of
a
money.
career year.
Why are they benching him?
Nobody seems to know why.
That's so weird. That's how you're the Buffalo Bills. I think it's a conspiracy because
just dump him, get rid of him.
No, it's just New England. New England has the easiest schedule in all of sports.
You're turning this into something with the Patriots.
Of course, yeah. They want
right.
that. Yeah. Why else would that happen?
I don't know.
Why do you?
They might be trying to. Maybe it's a. I don't know. I didn't look at his contract. If this is the end of his
Would
year,
they
and they want to
bench
dump
Rodgers
him
for Hundley?
No.
I'm not comparing, but Tyrod Taylor's a good quarterback.
He's having a good season.
He's having a career year.
Yeah.
Right. If I got benched
and
or
they dump
fired, I don't know how I would have a career. Maybe not say the 4-letter words I say on the radio, but we'll find out.
They can beep those out, though, for you. Cowboys, Ezekiel Elliott withdraws his appeal. He will serve his suspension. He's got 5 weeks to go. He'll return in Week 16th, December 24th. Here's my question. Why didn't he just eat this at the beginning of the season? And say, I'm going to go Week 1 to 6, and boom, I'm done. And then I can help the team make the playoff run. Instead, middle of the season, now the big push. I think that he's screwing his teammates worse now than if he would have done it right away. Your thoughts?
I think because of the severity of what he's accused of.
Domestic.
You don't want, I mean.
So he's
never
appealing
want
it
that.
to try to save face and say, I didn't do it?
I think so. And then I think
really?
Maybe.
This is a PR play?
You don't, well, do you want to be known as a domestic abuser? No.
But it's not. The charges are what the charges are from the NFL.
But
you can't.
but
trying to appeal.
I
You're
don't
not going
know
to
why.
dodge
It's
them
selfish. It's selfish.
Yeah, he should have just taken his medicine and said, "I'm done."
Yeah, it's selfish. It's a selfish move by him because now they're a totally different football team without it.
Darren McFadden.
I mean, obviously what he's been accused of. He's a terrible guy. He's a great football player. And they need him.
Well, Dallas doesn't seem to have a problem with terrible
Well,
guys
luckily,
if they can play football.
Luckily, they did for one day when they didn't draft Randy Moss. Think about that.
Then we got him.
Think if Dallas takes him, it's a totally different story.
They already did the Herschel Walker
I don't have
to
a
us.
man crush on a grown man.
Randy
Moss,
Oh, yeah.
How could
He's
you
your
not?
biggest man crush?
That and Nick Swartzen and Josh Duhamel, yeah.
Josh Duhamel, I understand. He's dreamy. He's a good-looking man.
He's the most handsome human being I've ever seen.
Yeah, Meat Swords Day 3, I'm assuming, is coming up. You'll be...
Yeah, if I make it that far.
if
it's
you
early.
make it that far.
You never know.
Let's switch to basketball. Timberwolves, they snapped their 13-game losing streak to the San Antonio Spurs. Another one of your besties, Karl Anthony Towns, 26 points, 16 boards on his 22nd birthday.
Karl Anthony Towns is not only, I mean, he had that article about medical marijuana, and I love how he...
Oh, we will talk about that in our honest
fine.
opinion. Good tease.
Yeah, we'll get to that later, but he's 22. 22 years old, and he's
very mature.
He's very mature. He's the best player on the team.
Yes.
He's a dynamite player. He's a top 10 player. I mean, if you started a franchise and you could pick anybody, I think he'd be a top 5 pick. I mean, it'd be Embiid, him, in whatever order. He'd be up there.
Lonzo Ball.
He's so bad. Did you see him last night?
No.
He shoots this. He's horrible.
I know, you hate it. I just wanted to get you going.
I don't hate him, but...
Hate's a strong word. Gophers basketball, number 14 ranked Gophers. Reggie Lynch, 18 points, 12 boards, 9 blocks. 1 block away from triple-double. The last one, 1976.
They're a Final Four team.
You think so?
100%.
Going there on the record already.
Yes, they're a Final Four team. Seth Davis
number 1 seed, 2 seed?
2 maybe.
But Final Four.
Yeah, they're a Final
Wow.
Four team because they have exactly what you need. They have bigs and they have guard play, and that's what you need.
Depth off the bench too.
Yeah, and you need great guard play, and they have with that Isaiah Washington.
He's the
jelly
freshman
kid or
just
whatever they
brought him in?
call him. Yeah, from New York. They have great depth. They're a fine. Yeah. Oh yeah.
They call him Jelly.
That's like his bit.
That's
like Jelly Fam or whatever he does. Yeah. It's
Okay,
like, I don't
well,
know. He's great.
I'll have to learn about that.
Yeah.
That sounds very awkward.
When you're not looking up Todd's Turbo Sports Machine or whatever.
It's not
trash
Turbo.
you want me to
It's just
look up.
Todd's Sports Machine.
It should be
and you
Todd's
need to look up George
Turbo.
Michael.
I'm not looking that
You
up.
want Turbo.
You're tricking me. I look up a lot of things on the internet.
Yeah, I
That
know.
I'm not willing
That's
to
why
look
your
up.
phone battery, somebody's trying to steal your identity. And
There wouldn't be much.
oh, yeah, you have it in your wallet.
Yeah.
Your cheddar.
Yeah, Mama Cheese.
Yeah. Twins, Paul Molitor, AL Manager of the Year. The Twins this last year had a 26-game improvement. It's the first team ever to make the playoffs after having a season with 100 or more losses. Seems like a pretty, Terry Francona. There were other names that were involved, but
Yeah.
the final voting, he kind of blew them away.
Has to be.
Yeah.
I mean, they were so bad a year ago. And I will also go on the record, we're not on next week. We're
That's
on
right.
the week after.
That's right. Thanksgiving, we will be spending whatever you want to do.
Yeah, whatever
But
you wanna
we're
do.
taking a week off.
I'll be watching football
Sweet.
and buying stuff for Black Friday.
Nice.
They will have added an ace pitcher by the time we're back on the air.
Is
an
that a
ace.
hot rummer?
Either
you're saying-
Darvish or Arrieta. They'll have added either one of them.
Do you have an inside source?
Yeah, of course. I
know
don't
you
What do you
do.
think? I
Yeah.
just say
I know.
things?
Well, hey, there's plenty of people in radio that just say things.
But I'm telling you, because we had Molitor on the other day, and he said, I asked him, I said, you put your GM hat on, what would you do? And he said, I want pitching. I want more pitching.
Going to make a move.
And they got to. They got the money to do it. They told everybody they would when they moved into the stadium. They have to.
Oh. That's going to do it for Todd's Sports Machine. We ran out of time. I was going
boy,
to ask you
not
about
that.
PJ Fleck, but we ran out of time.
No,
so,
too bad.
Yep, can't. We got to move on. Next segment, Honest Opinion, another one. Scott did the great job with the thumbs up, thumbs down,
Yeah,
Facebook
I like
like.
this.
Yeah, I like this
Scott's
one
very
too.
good.
Scott's
He's
great.
like good at everything.
Yeah, he knows trivia.
Yeah. He knows karate. He's teaching me karate.
Is he?
Yeah. Yeah. We do it,
It'd be a
right
cool
outside.
lesson.
We do it like up on the rooftop and we play
Yeah.
like sweet 80s music and he teaches me all these moves.
You know what? He could edit the
And
montage
it's,
too.
we're all in silence. There's no speaking. It's all this like silent. It's sweet, man.
It'd be
You
like the
should see
journey
it.
montage of you show up
There's
and you
no
just kind of
mu-
look
well,
all
there-
like,
it's no
and then by
singing.
the end you're like just
It's
ready
this
to.
really relaxing like
Yeah.
ocean music and we just do it with, it's awesome.
He's
You
like
should
the
see it.
calm warrior.
We don't say anything. It's all by, I don't know what he calls
Telepathy?
it. Feng Shui, I think he calls
That's
it.
a designer thing, but it's,
Yeah, well, that's
cool.
what I don't know. He's my sensei.
Sensei it. He's your feng shui.
I've lost it.
You know what? That's
I've lost it.
That's great. No, it's you're just warming up. So honest opinion. Your guy, Karl Anthony Towns, not medical marijuana. He says should be removed from the NBA's banned substances list. We're
Yeah.
talking about somebody who went to school. Yes, he went to Kentucky. He was going to be kinesiologist. He's got family.
I don't know what that
well,
is.
it's a form of doctor. It's like medical
Yeah, he's got
training.
he's got a.
He's got a family member that's in the medical
Yeah.
field. He's not just saying,
No,
hey,
that's
pot
what
is
you love
cool,
about
let's
him.
all do it.
Right.
He is talking
He doesn't
about...
smoke weed.
No, right.
And he says that in the article.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he's talked about the medical qualities for it with his girlfriend's nephew.
Yeah.
something.
He's the best.
It was very well written. He sounded well versed. It was a really good interview.
He also, he like you said, he could come out and go, yeah, we want to smoke weed, but it's
Yeah.
like not what he does. And he says, I don't smoke weed, I don't drink. And you love a guy like that just says, let's take a look at it and take away the stereotype of like, we're just going to sit around and get high and eat nachos.
And then play ball.
And yeah, right. Or not even that, just people in general just assume
sure.
that marijuana, people who smoke marijuana are bad or people who smoke marijuana are lazy. Let's take what we need out of it and help people that need it. The THC is a powerful thing, and you got to love a guy, 22 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, you think back to like what I was doing at 22, I was
Yeah.
smoking weed. I wasn't
Interesting.
thinking about like what to do with it, but
Or to make other people's lives
right,
better.
and you got to love a guy like that. And it's just, he's all around good human being. And the one thing I've always said is, minus Cousins from Kentucky who's
Yep.
had some issues, every one of those guys that comes from Kentucky is a good
kids.
person. Yeah.
Yep. We're going to have to go pretty quick. We got a few minutes left. Super Bowl 52, they announced this week the light rail ticket holders will only get to use the light rail on Super Bowl Sunday. 70,000 people per day usually use that, about 45,000 on the weekend. Your opinion? They're going to have it security. MOA, Mall of America, is going to be where they load. It's going to be like
Yeah.
airport security.
Yeah.
Got to get to load on.
Perfect.
I understand the
Yeah.
security part. They'll have buses
There's
running.
no way those numbers are real.
Well,
I
it's-
live by the light
it's what the
rail.
city
No
pages-
one rides that.
I
No
ride
one.
it. That's what
Well,
City
okay,
Pages
you
says.
do.
I'm not
you know what I mean?
70,000, but
it's
still.
never packed. It's not like
Yeah, but
New
it
York.
runs all day. It's
Sure.
24 hours a day.
I see it. I
Yeah.
work very little hours.
And you
I'm
don't
out
use
and-
it.
I'm out and about.
Look at you.
No, I drive
you
my
elitist
sweet
with your
car.
handmaids, and you're like,
right.
yeah, my
I am an
sweet
elitist,
car.
but
yeah, I know. Jimmy Fallon and the Tonight Show, Orpheum
Yeah.
Theater, Super Bowl 52 night. Your thoughts? Are you a Jimmy Fallon
No,
guy?
no.
Do you
He's
watch?
too-
Do you watch any of the
No,
late night
I don't think
guys?
he's funny. No, I don't think any of them are funny.
Colbert?
Kimmel?
Kimmel?
He's okay. Kimmel, I like what Kimmel stands
Any
for.
of the cable
I like when
guys?
No, I don't.
None of them.
It's too late. I'm not up
Yeah,
that
you're in
late.
bed. You
Yeah,
need your
I should
beauty
be in
sleep.
bed now. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
obviously not helping.
You should be in bed now. It's 10 o'clock on Sunday morning. What do you need to be in bed for?
Oh, yeah.
Sleeping one off from the Saturday night?
No, I don't drink on Saturday. I only drink Friday. Drink one
One
day
day
a
a
week.
week.
One day a week.
You save it all for that one day.
Yeah, because
Yeah, look at
my body's now a temple. It used to be an upside down pyramid.
It wouldn't be an upside down pyramid.
Yeah,
It'd just
it
be a
would.
pyramid.
Shut up.
Come on.
Yeah,
if
you're
it was
right.
upside down, you'd be looking all like hulking
Careful.
out. Yeah.
Or my karate master will get you.
Dave Matthews Band, XL Energy Center. You put, he's coming.
Yeah.
Are you going to go? You going to have front row?
I have a Dave Matthews tattoo.
Yeah, so are you
Yes.
Are you
yes.
going to try to meet him? We'll talk
yeah.
more about
yes,
it on our
100%.
YouTube show. We will get into
100%.
that.
The one thing, and I say this all, I don't say this all the time, but a friend of mine knows him really, really well. And the one thing that I try and do with my A-list
friend.
friends, I never ask them for anything. I
But
just
you
don't.
will this time.
I told him already. I'm like,
I need
you
to.
know him. You've
Yeah.
been in movies with him. And he's like, yeah, I'll make it
I'll
work.
get you
He
in.
said he would. So I've never met him.
That's
I'm
awesome.
excited. He's like he's my hero.
All right.
Well, minus my dad.
It's a good
and
hero to have.
Nick Swartzen and Chris Hockey and
And
Corey.
Josh Duhamel
And Josh Duhamel and Kyle
Mark
Rudolph.
Rosen.
No one.
Okay, I took it too
Yeah.
far.
And
I
my
went too
karate
far.
master. Yeah.
Okay, we got a minute left. Picks. Hey, I thought I had you left in the dust. I thought this season was over. Last 2 weeks, I've intentionally let you pick first, and I go opposite.
That's so nice of you.
And you have been right 2 for 2 in the last 2 weeks. So right now I'm 6-4. You're 5-5.
Yep.
Vikings, 2-point favorites at home. I'll give you another. The ESPN Power Index rating says Vikings 60%, Rams 39%.
I think
You
the
go
Vikings
first.
win by 10.
I'm going to go Vikings. I don't know if by 10.
I think they win by 10.
I think the Vikings defense is going to hold down Goff.
Yeah, I think they
I'm
win
not afraid of Todd Gurley.
30-14.
30-14.
Yeah.
That's a.
Yeah.
I might go to the whole
Yeah.
generic 24-21.
Okay.
Kai Forbath. I don't know.
Sure, be
We'll
great.
say
Just
something
win.
like that.
A
Yeah.
win's huge.
A win.
Get to 8-2 and then get to 9-2 and then have a little mini bye and you're set.
Be absolutely one
Yeah.
of the
Yep.
probably best records.
Yeah, absolutely.
Seal up the
then
one
you
or
beat
two.
a bad Atlanta team. Take your chance in Carolina.
Don't forget, come here to Mystic Lake Sunday morning, this morning, any Sunday morning. Make your picks, get that free bus ride to US Bank Stadium.
Come watch Scott and I do karate on the parking
I can't
lot.
wait to see it right here after the show.
We don't show anybody.
Okay. Oh, it's in private?
Yeah, of
All right.
course.
That's going to do it for our show. We'll see you back here.